You know, when we had the one offensive line in there playing together, we did some really good things offensively. You know, it's really hard, you know, with this format. You know, I get why people wanted us to split teams up and go orange and white and make it, you know, a little bit easier to keep score. But especially for those O-line guys, you know, it was a bit of a hodgepodge in there, and you could tell there were guys, you know, playing positions they've never even played before here, and playing on the left side when they only played on the right side all practice. So I was really happy with the offense when those guys were in there, and I think, you know, it's very, very evident. You know, we've improved at quarterback, we've improved at receiver, and you know, when you watch the first O-line in there, I think, you know, there's no doubt that we've developed there too. Questions?
Tom, you know, knowing how much emphasis you guys put on running the ball in the last 5 weeks, last 3 months, really, to see your running back fumble on the third play, to get
it was penetration. I mean, so yeah, somebody
okay.
hit the actual exchange from, or it, you know, split second after the exchange before he even had the ball seated. So I'm not concerned about that. Okay. I hate it for Tennille because right. You know, that's, but. You know, I think if you watch that play closely, you'll see that it got batted out of there right as the exchange was happening.
Okay. And then, you know, interesting situation on the north end zone. LJ catches that ball in the seam down to the 1. Your guy gets stuffed on first down, stuffed on second down, and then you bring in LJ to punch it in there. I mean, do you want that to be a situation where your first-team offensive line, your best running back, should be able to just blow guys off the ball and score?
Yeah.
Why can't they do that?
They can. We were. This was. I mean, you think we were? I mean, we had our goal line personnel, and each team, orange and white, all had goal line runs and personnels. We didn't. No, we were in 11 personnel the entire game, and ran inside zone and power. So you get compressed down there when you don't have any specific goal line plays because you don't want to show them. Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Well, how do you feel about the running game overall?
We still need improvement, but how do I feel? I feel a lot better than I did this time last year, and feel a lot better than I did in December.
Yeah, Tom, I was going to ask about Little Jordan too. Is he a difference maker in this league as far as your offense goes, and do you plan to use him a lot at running back?
I don't know at running back. I think there's definitely going to be some situations. I think you'll see some wildcat stuff with him, absolutely. But a difference maker, without a doubt. I mean, you want to talk about a guy that can catch the ball on third and medium, third and long, and get you a first down. You know, it's no secret. You know, quarterbacks throw the ball to guys they have confidence in, right? And I'm not saying that, you know, if a guy only had one catch tonight, that means that they don't have confidence. But when you see a guy have, you know, whatever, how many catches, I felt like he had 30 catches out there. You know, when you see a guy like him and Colin have the amount of catches that they do, it means the quarterbacks believe in him. And I do think, you know, nobody's going to confuse L.J. Humphrey's speed with John Bird or Devin Duvernay's, but he doesn't need, you know, track speed to get open. He's a really, really good football player, Kirk. Really good.
Tom, kind of going back to the format you guys used tonight, did you prefer that more than what you guys used last year, and why did you guys decide to kind of do the split squad this year?
Wanted to, you know, be honest with you. You know, I wanted to make our fans happy. You know, and you know, it's a shame we're not deep enough right now, and that we did get a little bit banged up. That because we split the squad up, you know, you got walk-ons starting, you know, for some units and stuff. You know, you got guys in there in the second half that just joined the team in February. And so I didn't like that part of it. You know, I wished. So I guess the answer is I do like the way that we did it last year a little bit better because I feel like we got some really, really good work. But I do understand, you know, if we're going to ask our fans to come to the game, we need to also make it enjoyable for them too.
Is that the version of Colin Johnson you wanted to see last year? And then on the other side of that, would you assess how Kobe Boyce did tonight against him and his opportunity?
Yeah, I've been singing Kobe's praises for a while. You know, he was force on the scout team last year, and you could tell he had a very, very bright future. We had a little joke we call it Boyce Island, you know, and he really did a good job on our receivers on the scout team. And then Colin Johnson, yeah, I mean, I don't know that we ever didn't see that version of Colin Johnson. I think, again, it's really the one thing that, you know, is it, if you're a good offensive coach, you get your best players the football, right? And so in Colin Johnson's case, it's very unique because his skill set is so unique. What does Colin do as good as anybody in the country? It's defeat one-on-one coverage, right? And go big body a guy on a deep ball or go catch a slant route because he throws a guy by or whatever that case may be. Now, I can't knock on the defensive coordinator's door and say, hey, can you play some man-to-man coverage on Colin Johnson? So when they cloud a corner or double him or fly a linebacker out underneath him, it's difficult because Colin's skill set's not what you know. You're used to. Okay, we'll just move the guy in the slot or motion him in the backfield maybe, but that's not what he's great at. What he's great at is one-on-one coverage. So we actually spent the last week of spring ball. I told the quarterbacks, it doesn't matter what the down and distance is. It doesn't. If you pre-snap see one-on-one coverage, Colin Johnson, check to a go route. Because we just needed the work because, you know, it's difficult. We can't waste opportunities when they come up when he does get one-on-one coverage.
Tom, how do you feel about your running backs and how they performed throughout this spring? And also from what we saw tonight defensively in the front seven, was that representative of what they've shown you throughout the spring?
What was your, hang on, what was your, I don't know what your opinion of the front seven was. Was it like good or
yes.
bad? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the running backs, we've gotten better, and that's certainly a step in the right direction. I feel like Herb Hand's influence, you know, a running back, you can have the best running back in the world. You can't block anybody, he's not going to matter. But I think that the couple tweaks that we made with maybe some of our the footwork and landmarks that we gave our backs, I think it's helped. I think, you know, you certainly didn't see the full gamut of our run game, of what we've installed tonight. But the question was over the course of the spring, yeah, I think they've improved. Do I wish that we had made the giant leaps that maybe some other positions have made? Yeah, but I would be selling them short if I didn't at least recognize a little bit of improvement. And yeah, our front seven, whoa, you know, and that was half on one team, half on the other too. So, you know, when you get those guys, and we're without Nelly, without Gary Johnson, you know, there's without Ed Freeman, you know, we got a chance to be pretty good up there.
Got time for two last ones. We are going to bring a few players in, and they can get back to the autograph section. So, Anwar and then Cedric.
Coach, your impression of your young guys, your freshmen, you know, kind of the first time under the lights, how you feel like your quarterbacks did, how you feel like looked like there's some splash plays on defense. Just give me your overall impressions.
Really happy with those newcomers, man. Wow, they do not look out of place. I mean, there's some grown men on defense. I mean, Deli Adeoye looks like he's, you know, 30-year-old, you know, 8-year vet in the NFL or something, you know, body and just maturity. I'm not saying he plays like it, don't get me wrong, but just the physical development of those guys is far exceeds, it exceeded what I had envisioned. So really excited. I thought the two young quarterbacks, you could tell they're a little bit nervous that first drive. I think Cameron's one that sticks out. He kind of slid up in the pocket and had Yoder out in the flat by himself, and he threw a duck to him. But as you saw them get more comfortable, they made some really, really good throws. And, I think, everybody saw Casey's athleticism, but I also hope they saw, that Cameron's not a stiff either. He can move around too.
Tom, at the end of last season, you expressed some concerns about Sam with ball security. What were your conversations like with him this spring, and how did he look out there today?
The conversations was protect the ball better, son. At quarterback, when you hold the ball in this game, you have the hopes and dreams, goals, aspirations, everything of your teammates, of your loved ones in your hands. And when you think about it that way, you tend to be a lot more cautious with it. Now, that being said, from day one of spring ball, I told the QBs, experiment, rip it in there, man. Try to fit it in tight windows, because I want you to have that confidence when you do. And, they're never going to get yelled at for an interception in the spring that is, Coach, I was trying to fit it in, and I just missed on, a couple inches or whatever. Now, if he does something really dumb, if he tries to throw a out route into a cloud corner or something like that, and that gets picked, then, yeah, he's going to hear about it. But I think building confidence in your abilities in the spring is important, and both those quarterbacks, I think, we've got them so well trained that you almost have to, continue to prod them. Like, hey, man, try to, you watch on film. Why didn't you try to rip that one in there? Well, Coach, I didn't. I saw that. Yeah, I know. Next time, if that comes up again, try to rip that in there in the spring. In the fall, we'll work on, being a lot smarter and more cautious with the ball. And I thought Sam looked good tonight. I thought both veteran quarterbacks looked good. We missed a couple of those deep balls, and we hadn't been. And I think that's probably, as I was thinking about why that happened. Probably the conclusion is two things. Quarterbacks probably had a lot of adrenaline going tonight. They were pretty excited to play. And, we've practiced 3 days in a row now. So I think our skill guys probably were a step maybe slower than what they were at the beginning of spring ball, when we were hitting a lot of those deep shots.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.